It was
Oh, thank
so
you.
much fun to watch. I
Oh,
just saw it
good.
yesterday. Having won an Academy Award for the first movie, did you feel any pressure over the years to create a sequel?
Well, I think that it's just a fact of movie making now that if you make any film that is successful, there's going to be pressure to do another one. And I think that hopefully this period will be short because not that there's anything wrong with sequels. A lot of my favorite films are sequels, and I've done another sequel. I did Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. So I think that can be great, but I think that there is a preponderance of them now, and I would like to see more original films.
What advances in the animation process had occurred since the first film was released that you were able to incorporate into Incredibles 2?
Well, they happen all the time. It's just that they are harder to talk about now than they used to be. 10 or 15 years ago, every development that you had was something simple and major, like now we're able to do fur, or now we're able to do lighting underwater, or something like that. With the first Incredibles, we were doing all the stuff that CG was bad at. We were doing humans, which weren't very successful in computer animated films. We were doing hair that flowed around rather than the hair helmet that everyone else was doing. Water, fire, cloth, all those things computers were bad at. Now the medium is more in middle age. It's now a lot of the problems have been solved, and there are new things all the time, but they're subtler things. We're able to light a scene much more easily. We're able to see what we're doing earlier. We used to have to put all this stuff in place and then wait days for the render before we could even see what we were doing. All of that has gotten way better, and we can set our sights pretty high. But the real challenges, the most difficult challenges, which are just telling an interesting story, are the same, whether your film is a $500,000 film or a $100 million film.
Speaking of an incredible story, how did you come up with the idea to have Helen spring back into action while Bob is a stay-at-home dad?
It just occurred to me when I was promoting the first film that what would Bob, Bob Parr, who's also Mr. Incredible, what would he think if he weren't chosen for a mission? And I thought, well, that would seem absurd to him that he's the best in his own mind. Why would anyone go to anyone other than him to do a mission? And then I thought, what if that other person was his wife? So that, simultaneously, he has to respect her and all of that, but he also has professional competition. And it just seemed like it would be an interesting thing to do to each character, is put them in the other guy's spot. And because Helen has adjusted very well to being a mother, but she's also got a bit of the, star football player in her as well. And so how would she respond to suddenly being back in the limelight?
The kids in this movie are so adorable and so true to life, I thought. Did you base any of their characteristics or situations on your life with your own 3 children?
Absolutely. And, I've also been the annoying little brother. I had 3 older sisters, and I know what teenage angst from a female point of view is like. Because I was around it, with the dramatic march upstairs after the loud proclamation and the door slam and all of that. And I've been a dad who's somewhat clueless. I've been the insecure teenager and the hyperactive 10-year-old boy. So I have a lot of different things that I've experienced, but absolutely I've drawn from my life. I mean, Jack Jack is named after my middle son, who we called Jack Jack, and he was the age of Jack Jack when I first had the idea for The Incredibles, and now he's in his 20s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He worked on the film, actually.
That is incredible. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you.